Well, guys, I tried so hard with Witch's Haunt, it's just, yeah. I even tried making a new queue path for it, and even then the crowds just keep building up. Where else can I relocate this thing?
Keeping me all night, all night. I wanna go.
Hi Borkers, I'm Jalen Fulf, and welcome back to Planet Coaster. Last time we were here, we tried dispersing a crowd near Witch's Haunt, and made some adjustments here and there around the park alongside scenery. In relation to scenery, I mean the trees. In relation to fixing some other stuff around the blocks here and there, and maybe one or two new flat rides. But today I kind of want to do something a little different. First off, I'm getting rid of the Witch's Haunt here. Why? Because, well, as you could probably tell from the last few episodes, the crowds were just really going nuts. I'm sorry, I can't really handle this. So unfortunately, my anxiety is just way too much for something as small as this. So goodbye. Hopefully we'll catch you another time. In the meantime, however, let me go in here and do a little bit of demolition around here. And I'll have to do piece by piece because the way this one works, it's just not that efficient. It only works via my view from the camera, not from anything else. So sadly, what I'm doing here is adjusting accordingly, but that adjustment isn't necessarily, you know, in line with what I want to do with it. Or even better, the way I'm supposed to say it is, I think whoever made this one put too much scenery. That's what it is. It put too much scenery in, and that's what brought the people in. It's just, all this scenery really just, wow. So one emitter gone. Where's the other emitter in this thing? There's supposed to be another emitter somewhere that I need to get rid of all the smoky stuff that's left behind. Oh, there's one emitter. I can get rid of that easy. So that's gone. And then if I go back here, there's another emitter I can get rid of. And then what about that other shadow that's over there? Just follow my shadow. What's that other shadow? Oh wait, it's this emitter, isn't it? There we go. Should take care of them all, right? Any little stray shadows over here and there? No? Anything else could have been just birds flying by, like that one right there. Anywho, last thing to do, get rid of all of this. Oh. And one more bit of leftover bit. Right here. So I tried my best with this one, and it's just not working out. Oof. Sometimes the best place to put stuff like Witch's Haunt and popular rides like that, you might want to put them at the ends of certain areas. Like that little area over by where I had a much larger lake. I could have put it there instead, except I had other plans for it. And that was no bueno, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. Anywho, which also means I don't have to worry about these paths anymore. But what I can still do is this, right? Make it a little easier for our guests anyway. I mean, that's one thing. But now I need to think about what I want to replace Witch's Haunt with, because if I want to keep doing crowds and whatnot, then that's going to be an issue. The second thing that I forgot to do when I was doing this last was over here with this path right here, this exit path from the monorail. Everybody is out and about with no way out. How do we solve this? Connection. But then what about these guys? Now now we've just created another massive crowd that's just gonna find themselves out. So now let's just watch as these guys disperse themselves. Since now we're connected to the path again. And that blockade's almost gone. See, look at that. Completing a path. Finally getting themselves out of here. Except maybe these guys are just trapped again. But at least now they're gone. I was worried about all those many guests trapped in the park in the first place, and no one even noticed, except for me, in editing. What fun. So now what could I put here in place of this? That's one question that I'd want to answer on another day, but I want to go back here as well, because the other option I could do is I have a bunch of places with hills. I could technically... Oh! Here's another good option to place the Witch's Haunt if I need to. It's a family ride, isn't it? And speaking of family rides, I did actually have... Remember when I did this Dragon Coaster and had an opportunity to get the guests on? Well, now I have colors for it. And if this thing will actually allow me to customize with colors, there we go. So what's the colors we're after here? Well, the car color is what we're after, and... A friend of mine actually, I actually had to check with them about color codes for a certain character that they owned, and I've been verified. So, let's do some color coding, shall we? First, we're looking at body color, and the body, we're going to look at the color code. Pure white. Our other color, which we're looking at a potential... Though a lot of these colors actually are not going to be changeable, if you think about it, like the eyes and the teethies and the mouth. But you can't really change them, can you? No, you can't. So what else can I do about that? It's not going to be accurate to the character, I know, but what can you do? What can you do? Now, what's on black? Do we want to do cyan? Do we want to do pink? Do we want to do the deep blue? Here, let me pause, since we're here. And let me just have a look. You can already see that the guests are already excited to get on this ride. So I'm going to do some experimentation with different colors and see where it goes from here. So we got our deep blue at 05, 1253. We have our pink at FA23DE. And we have our cyan at 03B1E3. I'm still going to experiment with these colors here too, so I can always just cycle through different options if I need to. Now, which one is which when it comes to these two other blues? When we talk about this blue, what's this one? Let's start with the deep blue, 051253. And that's the body of the coaster, which kind of makes sense when we talk about that other color of cyan. And then we implement the other pink, which is FA23DE. Oh, that's facial features. I want to make that one a cyan color. We're making that the 03B1E3. And then we make the rest the cyan color, which is FA23DE. Please let me know if I'm wrong on any of this. I tried my best to experiment a little bit with it. Now, as far as the track color is concerned, I do kind of want to make a color that sort of matches, but I'm going to need help with that. So, we are looking at the coaster for the this dragon ride. Oh god. I'm about to crash again, can't I? Aren't I? And we've got red and yellows all over, which, as far as I know, it's probably not the best suited choice for it, but what can you do? Then again, however, there's options to change that. So, what color's which? I think we have a track option here to make this one the... What's this one? Is it 000000 for charcoal black? I'm going to reset to this. That's the rails. This color right here is going to be all the extra features, like the brake, the supports in between the rails. Then this color right here represents... I don't know what it represents, but that's something I'll figure out as I go. And then this color represents the supports. The supports for all this other stuff. So actually, let me go back to let me go back to both the station and the chairlift for that third color. Because I kind of need to... Oh yeah, station and maybe the chairlift too. Let me see. Chairlift, or chain lift, sorry, not chairlift, chain lift. Let me see what that chain lift has for colors. Oh god. Why am I over here? No, I don't want to. Reset. Oh yeah, those will be other supports for the chain lift and whatnot. Yeah, minor colors. So just let me know if you guys have any possibilities for options in the comments, and try to experiment with colors if you want to, using the colors that I chose for the car. Operator color, I don't have to worry about too much because I've standardized the... I'm mainly going to standardize the color across the park anyways. But yeah. Given these options, I'm just going to make a generalized name for it, White Dragon, and then we'll be done with it. But those flames, I don't have no idea of whether it's suitable, but for the purposes of the dragon itself on the coaster, it might fit. So yeah, let me know. Other than that, I think I want to see what else we can do apart from knowing where this witch's haunt is gonna go. But what I could also do is I could also move the witch's haunt back here to give the hotel a little more popularity. I want to see what the option is there, because giving the crowd the option on that end of the park makes it a little easier for us. Because by then, if you go to track rides, and we have blueprints here. Now, one of these is this is the witch's haunt right here. So while I said that I was going to delete the witch's haunt on that end of the park, I didn't necessarily rule out any possible usage back here as well. Like over here won't be an option because guess what's here, and I can relocate just easy. So yeah, here, let me go ahead and relocate this. If I could. So close, move. This is going to be a full move. We're going to move you all the way over here. With entrance and exit in the same location. And then paths will be just standardized. Connect a path to a ride entrance. There we go. That's what we wanted. Alright, let me relocate this again. I kind of need to put the entrance in a place where it actually fits. So if I move this, rotate, then that does that to the exit. Perfect. And then what I can do is leave enough space so that we can put the queue path in its place. And that would require some real big trial and error, because I need to actually set some much close, the closest possible I can make that hugs the ride itself. Closest possible that hugs the ride. Like this. I mean, I would say I gave too much space, but that's just an overstatement in itself. You tell me if that's the case. But that's just the standardized hugging method of creating that. And what it does is we're going to go ahead and put the entrance down here. Simple. Even though it's not going to cover the whole thing, it still works, right? It still works. So apart from that, that's taking care of that. And on top of that, we can go ahead and remove the path over here too. Oh yeah, I need to unpause because I don't need it paused once I've finished coloring that dragon coaster. I needed that to color the dragon coaster in the first place. But this can now go because I've essentially just handled the situation with the guests and whatnot. Which is perfect, too, given the circumstances. But now this also leaves enough room for our surprise ride, the Witch's Haunt. But now how to handle this? Not coasters, we want track rides. This one, the Witch's Haunt, is actually a default type from Planet Coaster themselves, interestingly enough. So how does do this? Simple. Well, we have this one in the front of the park rather than the back of the park, but we're in a place where it's technically considered a dead end in the first place. So we're good on that front. So let's rotate just enough and move it just close enough to the hypercoaster that it could still fit. Like here. Here? Weird. Very weird. Entrance and exit are placed. Oh, I need to move all of that down. Here, let me undo all of that and then redo all of that. Because what I need to do is make sure that everything is in ground. In ground, otherwise it don't work. Like that. Because last time I did it, it wasn't in there. So now we're going to go ahead and connect the entrance. But this is going to be tough, given a lot of heavy consideration. Because if you think about it very carefully, we still have... Oh, wait. I think I know why. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Is there a back entrance to this thing? There is not. Rats. So we only have just the one front entrance and front exit, if you will. Although what I want to do is... Oh, it's already right there for me. I don't even have to change the entrance and exit entirely. Thanks, Frontier, for giving us some much-needed stuff. So now I'm going to do the exact same thing I did with the coaster itself, and try to get this in place. I mean, a tree is going to be in the friggin' middle of the queue path, but what can you do? I know what you can do. You can just as easily work your way around. Alright, folks? I mean, that's going to cover that, but then we got the exit here. No, I want the exit here. No, that's not... Here. There we are. But now how are we going to fit this? I know how we're going to fit this. Simple. We just use this large path and we'll be done with it. Or so I think. It's not going to work, is it? But now it is. What do you know? Something that actually works. Even though scenery's in the middle of it. But then all you can really do is just relocate. Oh. Is that... Oh, that's a big one. Here, let me go ahead and relocate this just a bit to the side here. So that can still work. There you go. Now everything's in good focus. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? But now that also means we got a good relocation plan for everything. And, oh, testing. Of course, when I do relocate shit. Here, I'm gonna wait for the test to happen and I'll come back. I love how the hypercoaster actually goes through part of the Witch's Haunt, too. Really, shows off a little bit of spookiness in that horror coaster, don't you think? Alright, so that takes care of the Witch's Haunt. I can now open it as is, and the guests can just go ahead and flock here. Because basically, that's the big... That was essentially just the big one of the park, essentially. So that's that. Now, I've got a big space over here for anything I could potentially put in here. I could put, I don't know, a flat ride. Or I could put a small kiddie ride if I wanted to. I don't know. But I want to put something as well over there that doesn't create a crowd like I did the last time. One way to divert a crowd, relocate them. Simple as that. So, see, the relocation of the Witch's Haunt actually cleared this part up, but eventually when people start realizing, oh, it's all the way over here now, then the crowds will start flocking. See, there's already guests coming over here now. How much security do we have? Seriously, I think I've just... I don't know if I've neglected my security guards. No, I have a lot. I have a whole lot. Rehire you, but... I need you back. There you go. At least you're doing something. Now, how do I detect vandalism? That's another question that I'm concerned about. For those of you experts in Planet Coaster out there, please let me know. That message about vandalism is concerning me, and I don't know what vandalism is in my park that could be causing it, but it might need to be checked at some point. So yeah. Now, I don't know. Do I want to start utilizing... Do I want to leave this part alone and actually start utilizing it for the extra coaster I want to put in? That could be a combination factor. Then again, I also have all this extra space to work with the monorail and everything. To put the monorail through a section of coaster, that would make a lot of sense in the long run. I don't know. I don't see why it wouldn't be a problem. Then again, I am still curious as to how I'd work out the scenery for all the other stuff. And even then... Oh! Speaking of the smoke emitter... It's perfect for this Oblivion ride. Emitters, where's emitters? Special effects. Pyrotechnics. Fire large, fire medium. Lava failing, lava plume, lava pouring, lava splash. Electricity, water, ambience. Colorable mist. Colorable mist large, yes. So if I have one on each side, it adds to the bit of mystery, doesn't it? It is colorable, though, so I could definitely change it from what's there. But is it large enough to spread out to another coaster, like this rapids over here? Let me just delete a thing or two. So all I really need is just 2 emitters to get that covered. I don't need to extend it all the way out. I just need to extend it from side to side. There we go. Much easier. Much easier. So now we got something working. I hope mist works as well compared to smoke, but I do need to move these. Just so slightly. Put them in the ground somehow. Just so they're invisible. Invisible to the public eye. We don't need anything visible to our guests now, do we? There you go. It's an easy trick that most professional Planet Coaster experts or RCT3 experts use to hide certain scenery. Simple as that. And if you see those coasters in the workshop that have that little indicator to say, "Oh, hide me, show me," those are indicators for your easy people that don't even know how the person who made the coaster really wanted their coaster to be used, like, on flat level ground. Think about that for a moment now, would ya? So now, with all that said and done, it is time, my friends. It is time to build the ultimate coaster that covers just that area. So, which type of coaster are we going to use for this one? Matter of fact, before we do that, I'd like to take a quick moment and check the Witch's Haunt over here, because... well, we can see a few actually entering the queue path, which is good news, But eventually, at some point, because it's now so far away from all the crowds and whatnot, you're gonna probably see less guests actually entering it for the first few. I'm pretty sure there'll soon be a crowd over there. I'm pretty sure. But what I'm really aiming for is just a big coaster that covers this as well as this. I have blueprints over here, but I really want to focus on that custom section. Do I want to do steel, hybrid, wooden? Let's try for a hybrid this time. What did I put for this coaster back here? What did I put for this one? For this one, I put a Malice Unchained. I'm gonna put in... let's go with the Steel Vengeance. Why not? Steel Vengeance. So now how do we do this? Well, there's one way I can do it. Just set it off this way. But that's going to be a problem getting the guests back, honestly. So what do we got? Starts with a chain lift. It works out. Works out for me. I'm going to make it steep. Steepo deepo, if you know what I mean. I mean, technically I could just bypass this whole process and just go straight up like this. I think that's what I'm going to do for a couple of spots here and there. Do that, and then do this, and then do this. Reach a certain height, and then make our way down. Why not? Now, is there a certain achievement I can probably try here, or... oh, that's too short. Let me go back to the 42.65 I was doing. So that does that. Now, the next piece I want to try... I like the way the supports are used. which is good. Let's go back to standard track. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring this bad boy not all the way down to 90 degrees. We're going to ease our way into it. So start at 30, work our way into the 60, and then bring it down to 90. Like that, there we are. And then bring you down like that. And then we're just going to do a quick 45er. Actually, instead of a quick 45er, let's just go back to doing the easy 60. Like doing that, and then doing a quick 30, and then doing... No, I don't want that. And then doing a 0. Because by this point, I want to see what I can do in terms of loops and rolls and stuff like that. I want to see what I can do in terms of looping. I've got inversions, I've got pretzel loops... I don't know what I want to do with this, so I could do the Illman 180. But that's just gonna run itself in. And technically I could also just make it so large that I could actually lower the ratings a little bit. Or I could do a Sidewinder. But I think I want to try just doing a standard loop. Where's the standard loops? I want a standard loop, not a... Rolls? What have we got for rolls? Oh, all of those I see. Your pretzel knots, your sea serpents, your cobras, your warp arounds, your twisted horseshoes. Those are all the non-inverteds, but I want to see actual loops. Like, what do you have for your standard issue loops? Inclined dive? No. Inclined 80 degree? Norwegian loop? Norwegian's going to be a bit too small if you think about it. I could probably tackle the Norwegian if I wanted to. Or the pretzel loop at some point. But I did the pretzel loop on the Malice Unchained. I'm probably not worth my time. I am being so boring doing all of this. But I don't know, really. It's just something I haven't thought of yet. I don't know, man. What can I do? I think the only good thing I can potentially do is a Sidewinder. Or an inclined dive. No, but that's going to turn it 90 degrees. A 45-degree loop, but that's a bit too slow. Let me try the half loop up first. Oh god, I need a half loop up, please, thank you. And is it that far? It's that far. Okay, so do that, and then I shall tackle... I can go back down here. The half loop down. But I'm gonna have to turn it a little bit just to make it actually fit. Because if I don't do that, then we're gonna have problems. Oh, at 214 feet too. We might have just a bit too much speed if you think about it. Oh, but I need to make this a little way too big. Way too big. And then, oh. I see why it doesn't want me to turn. Let me delete this real quick. Because I think what can happen is I'll delete that. I'll try again on the half loop. Up. And then now I can make the full turn. And do the 30-degree motion. That covers that. But your standard issue loop is probably not going to be enough now, is it? Because the way Planet Coaster works, it's probably not going to do anything easy, isn't it? And if I attempt to half loop down now, it's probably going to do the same thing. Yeah. I figured. So I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go ahead and take this out, turn this back this way, and then attempt, like, I don't know, I'm going to attempt a dive loop. and make it just as big as possible. But how big is that going to cover? That's going to cover like 183 feet. No, I don't want to do that. What's the how big is the Sidewinder? Well, I failed on that one. What about rolls? What's the hammerhead turn? Oh, that's going to be a bit big, isn't it? That's going to be very big. What about a... Oh my god, you got a lot of ideas. Banana roll. Let me go ahead and turn this back to 0. I need a standard one. And turn that back to 0. That banana roll is going to be a bit much, don't you think? So that's a banana roll left. We're going to try doing left-hand motions. Batwing's a bit too close. Bow tie is going to do that, which I don't want to bring it too close to that. If we do a butterfly inversion, that's going to do that. If we do the actual cobra roll, like many of you classify it on Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, then it does that. You know, I kind of want to do the cobra roll. What about these other options? We've got cutback, which is a bit small. We've got the demonic knot. Oh my god. That's going to be a bit much now, is it? We've got the hammerhead turn, which takes it a little close. We've got the pretzel knot. And that's going to take it underground. That is absolutely going to take underground. We've got the sea serpent roll, which goes like that. The snake... Oh god, the snake dive. I'll have to make that high. Twisted horseshoe. Now there's something I could do. Although that's probably going to be a bit much now, is it? If I expand this out... Yeah, that's going to be a bit too much. Plus it's going to increase the ratings. I need to get something that can increase the... Let me go ahead and just do your standard issue Cobra roll. And work with that. How high does this go? That's going to take me up to 187, whereas if I did a banana roll, that would take me up to 211. If I did the bat wing, that's going to take it close to the coaster, but I can optimize it just as well for... I can optimize it just as well, but that's also going to take it underground as well. Butterfly inversion is just going to do that. Here, let me do the banana roll. This is something new that I've yet to explore. I can try it for that. And then what I can do is I'm going to also add a dive loop going in the direction that I want. So if I do the incline dive loop going left, or Sidewinder going to the left, or Sidewinder going to the right, that's what I wanted. Well, that's going to be too small. This is going to be a good size. Yeah, we'll try that. We'll try that. Oh, but then that's going to cause issues. Here, I'm going to relocate... I'm going to relocate this. No, I don't want that. Deconstruct. Okay, so done for now. Done for now. I'm not doing that. I'm going to relocate this tree. These black spruces. Because those are going to be in my way of the coaster. I'm going to gather them all up over here. And I'm going to have another inversion to turn our asses around. But how are we going to do that? I could try full-on inversion and see what we can do. No, don't demolish. I want to edit track. That's going to continue on from this. Now if I extend it like this... And then if I did... I'll do the standard Cobra roll, see where that takes me. Well, that's just gonna go right through that meteorite. Let me try the Batwing. but that's gonna go through the passengers. How big is this gonna go, anyways? How big can this even go? Oh, but that's gonna take it underground if I keep going like that. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Hammerhead turn? Oh, hammerhead turn's gonna work. That's gonna take it all the way up to that little hill. Perfect. I'm putting a lot of inversions on this thing, aren't I? So then if I brought this baby, I extended this just so slightly, and then brought this baby up to about 45 right away, and then tried to turn you in a way that would work, I can actually do another inversion attempt. Oh no, I don't want to put that one in. So if I did that... And then my next attempt would probably be to attempt a dive bomb. Not a dive drop, but a dive bomb. One of those attempts. Like a snake dive or something, but that's going to take us back the way we came. We could also do a twisted horseshoe, but that's just going to do that. A warp around corkscrew, but oh my god. I need something that takes me down. 0G roll. The only thing that really can take me down is a snake dive, honestly. That's gonna take me underground now, is it? Let me make it smaller. Let's turn to the right instead. Like that, there we are. Try to increase it just as much so it actually works. That much could do. Then it's gonna go underground. But I can easily fix that just by doing this. And then we're gonna start a bank to get this in position. Is that the right turn that I want? That's the right turn I want. I'm gonna turn this back this way. This coaster is going to be a bad one, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm doubting this one big time. Trim brakes off a bank. Perfect. We'll put a set of friction brakes to go with it. And then we'll try to autocomplete. We can autocomplete. Is that going to be a set of friction brakes as well? Or is it just going to be that? Because that section I can just smooth out. Smooth all. Like, that should be good. But then if I do this section, and then this section, right here, I'll go ahead and go up to here, smooth banking. Smooth banking again. That's as far as it can go. Can I adjust the bank here? Or do I have to do it somewhere else? No, I can't. I can work with what I have. And now, a massive multitude of inversions waiting for our peeps to get excited about. Just waiting for our peeps to get excited about, and we call it the Steel Vengeance. How about it? Let's have a test and see what we can do with it. And for this, we're gonna need the coaster cam. I wonder how bad this is gonna be. Okay then, we got ourselves an easy start. And then the slow drop coming in, just to let our guests have a bit of a suspense before the big one. And the big 90-degree drop is the only 90-degree drop in the entire coaster. And then an incoming loop. The just a little speed going through it, but not too much. And then another inversion coming in with a big dive loop to the side. There we are. Perfect, perfect. And the big hammerhead, which I was hoping would be a success, is indeed that big success, because it's actually going through properly. And then if we took the big dive upward, now is it going to make it? No, come on, fam. That's going to be a bit much now, is it? Here, I have plans for that section. Let's not demolish it, but edit the track just slightly. We're gonna start fresh from this section. Delete, and then work my way back around, because this is the section that I was worried about. The other option for me was to just, go straight into this from here. And then try the dive bomb that way. Because that would be the snake bomb right? Snake dive right, that's the one. That's going to take me underground. So let me go ahead and shorten it just so slightly. That's definitely going to take me underground. Let me try and bring it back up to speed. And then bank it again, like I did last time. And then that just slow moving motion. It's probably gonna take this baby back this way, and then we're gonna do the same thing by taking this back this way. I almost thought my game was gonna crash. Darn thingies. And I'm gonna start shortening this baby, because I need to do this. Bring it up to 42.65 just to sweeten the deal. Start doing trim brakes. Trim the speed. Trim it a little bit more. And then we'll add friction brakes. Or I can just use standard track again and just curve it just so slightly this way. And then we add the brakes. But if we ever need an autocomplete function, this is a good opportunity to do it, because now I can just do the smooth all function and just work off of that. Probably at least till its limits. What was it, trying to work off an average? I have no idea. I think we can just, turn this into drive tires. Oh, flat and unbanked track. Alright, so now that that's done, we're gonna go back and try this again. We're gonna work from the moment we stopped, because that part was what killed us the last time. Hey, look at that, it works! It actually works! Woo! And now to see the final test, can we actually break enough to make the task easy? And we make it back easy. Now, hopefully we're not too problematic with our guests here. Oh my god, those are good ratings! Did I make smart moves with those inversions? I swear to god, this was a big inverted coaster and I thought this was gonna suck, but then again, we've got good ratings! What am I thinking? Please tell me how that happened. God. I am lucky with that one. Jeez. Perfect coaster means perfect timing, I'll tell you. So now, the paths. Oh, and of course all the entrance and exit stuff and what have you. Oh. Guess where I put the entrance and exit? Now here's a way I can fix that. Let's make this station entry left, exit right. Perfect! Because then you have the... Let's think about it very carefully here. Because you have the entrance. Let's see how this is going to work. You have the entrance, right? We're going to have the entrance coming into this direction right here to get the guests eased up on this end. Then the exit path we can have all the way back here as an opposite effect. And there you go! Simple as that. Kind of want to start connecting. I had the feeling that one of my nightly dreams was trying to build a coaster like this in Planet Coaster, and I'm actually glad that this series has actually allowed me to do that for once. My God, experimenting with stuff like this has really paid off. I'll tell you that. Now let me not finish the path, because I want to focus on taking care of all of this. So let's go back to 13. Because then what I can do here is I can do this. And then I'll go back to the queue path, and then work off of this. Because ultimately, the end goal is just that. Now, hopefully, because of the excitement, because of all the ratings and what have you, I hope there's no traffic here. To produce that traffic, you know my plan. I had this from, at some point in the beginning of the series, I had this at the start from some beginning of the series. Priority pass. We're gonna do this again, aren't we? Priority passing, I'll go. We'll go from underneath now, do we? And then the exit path can just start from over here. Simple as that. And then let's start from here, work our way through. The shortest possible. And we'll do the same thing with the fancy footwork with the path as it is. The fancy zigzaggy motion, which many may seem to like already, given that many parks around the country also do this. I've seen Six Flags do this. I've seen, as a New Englander, I've seen Kennedy Lake Park up in New Hampshire do this. Why not my park? I have a different plan, though, for this, because I have an extra space over here that is really bugging me. Let me see if I can fix that just by doing a little bit of fancy work here. Oh, not this way. I want to do this. Go from here, and then work our way back here, and then connect up here. And we do the same thing here by connecting up here. Same thing here by connecting... No, that's not how we do this. I'm a bit disappointed in you. I'm just a bit disappointed in you, fam. But we can work off of this now, can we? So yeah, you can start to see how annoying it gives me when it really puts when I put a lot of white space in. It's just no, I don't like seeing that. You know. And then to finish it off, we'll do this. See? What do you got? What do you got, fam? A piece of work now, don't you? So now with that, I safely say that our best coaster yet on Planet Coaster this series needs to be tested again. Jesus. Even building the station again, you have to test it again? What the actual F? It's just a change of station, not the track. But I can understand why. Anyway, I'll catch you guys when that's done. Oh. Before I continue, I have a better plan. Drive tires may not work best, but what about a block section? Instead of trim brakes and friction brakes, why don't we add a block section? We go back here, add it to here. Go over this direction, and then replace with a block section. Does that still work? Oh, hold on, that's just gonna do that. There we go. Okay, so that allows for multiple cars, which is good. Number of trains is... let's do block section, and number of trains, 2. Certainly works in our favor now, does it? Now, I want to see how this works. So let's just go ahead and test this baby, and see if the other coaster can actually make it using that track. So with this coaster on the Q lift, that coaster, slow start I can see, but it easily makes its way back down like this, and then back in the station just like that. What I like to try doing here is make it more efficient, because eventually this is going to be the more popular coaster. This is going to be the more popular coaster if you think about it. Now, I'm going to make a prediction here and say that remember when Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, the chain lift used to act as a block section as well? When this coaster exits the chain lift, I'm predicting that the coaster down below will start its shift. Let's see. It's leaving the chain lift now. Alright, that does that. And then, see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? It's acting as a block section. And if we think about it very carefully, as long as the coaster's still running over here... oh, wait, no. Oh, wait, no. I would have said that it definitely acts as a block section, but the coaster actually just came back. Yeah, the ratings are still the same anyways. It's not going to matter much. These adjustments aren't going to matter much, but what matters much is we've actually have a successful coaster that we're now going to officially say, my first ever success on Planet Coaster is now officially open for business. That was a surprise and a half now, don't you think? Now, one last bit of park management here. Who's quit? Who's quit work and I need to rehire? Uh-oh. There we go. Yeah, you quit. You need to leave. You need to rehire. I've been ignoring a lot of my guys lately. I'm gonna do some off-camera training with these folks. For those that aren't, I think Redick over here is more likely to quit at some point, but I'm pretty sure I'll be rehiring him for a higher wage at some point as well. You kind of have to worry about his thoughts as well. Let me see what he's thinking. It's time for me to find a new job. I should really quit my job. Where's his thoughts section? Oh, that's recent thoughts. You know, I've got too many mechanics in my park. And I've already thought of the idea. So, yeah. If it ever gets to that point, I'm just gonna go ahead and let you leave. For the rest of you, you're gonna need to be trained. In the meantime, however, we've got a lot of good space covered. We've got a lot of new ground covered, and let's actually just check here, because the Witch's Haunt has actually had a lot of good, interesting stuff since then. And look at here! Look at here. Not only is the Witch's Haunt actually doing some wonders, but it may actually have an impact on the hotel, it looks like. So we got ourselves a good impact here, don't you think? So yeah, with that said and done, I think we have ourselves a good series and a good park overall. We've got a lot of empty space to work with, but that's all I'm really focused on right now is just taking care of that empty space with possibly some flat rides, some scenery. I don't know what I want to do with this park at this point. Now that I've gotten that big success out of the way, now that I've gotten some good rides out of the way, I don't know what to do anymore. You guys give me ideas now. It's your turn. If I have to Twitch stream this at some point, God knows what I want to do. Are we foreshadowing something here? But anyway, that's going to do it for today's episode of Planet Coaster. And hopefully next time we see each other, if I actually get the time to do so, I really want to see what I can do if I continue this path. I mean, I put a dead end over here, but I want to put some kind of flat ride over here just to end off this little path, just sweeten the deal a little bit. You guys give me an idea of what to put there. We've got a lot of stuff here, but no mods, please. I do not do modded flat rides. I want to keep this vanilla as much as possible, with very minimal mods. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, leave a like, post your comments, hit subscribe to the notification bell, share this video with your friends. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until next time!